Good morning, everyone. How is everyone doing this Sunday morning? Please let me know if the audio and the video is good, please. Should be okay, but I'd like to get your input on it. How is everybody doing? I hope everyone has had a good weekend so far. Let me check a few things here. Yeah, okay. So I was going to get everything set up. So please, somebody let me know in chat if audio is good, if video is good, and if we are good to get going. So today, let's see what else, if anyone can chime in and chat and say yes or no if everything's good. So last week we did part 1, and I only used one camera, and yes, it was a mistake of mine, I know. I only used one camera because I had the other camera that was busy streaming 3D printing for the Toys for Tots program. So I took one out of the rotation for today, and we're going to actually have a close-up of the desk as I do some stuff. But if anybody is out there, can let me know yeah or nay on the audio and the visual, please. I see myself streaming, but I don't see anyone responding. Oh, either way, I'll get going. If it doesn't work out, then great. Okay, so let me see. You're going to get double audio for a second. Okay, I can hear myself. All right. So if you hear double audio for a brief moment, I'm sorry, but I just wanted to verify that my audio was good. So today, let's go over last week first of all. Last week we built the whole frame of the printer. So we built the whole frame, put all the parts together, and we assembled the frame. And this is what we finished with for this Delta printer. The big printer, right? Big Delta. We had the frame all assembled. I don't knock my ceiling down on top of my head. So today we're going to start building on assembling the effectors. We're going to put the effectors together. We're going to assemble those units. So let me just switch over. You can see what I'm doing here. I'll change my view. So we did D1 and D2, which is the bags are all labeled D1 and D2 and so on, right? We did D1 and D2, and there's some spare parts left over that we haven't got to yet. Today we're going to D3 is actually about mounting the main board. We're actually going to skip that temporarily. We can get back to that later on. I want to get the effectors done. So D4 is what we're working on today. Covers assemble the effector mounting units and the actuator mounting units for these actuator arms, and then mounting up the effector. And maybe if we get to it, we'll attach the hot end to that as well. This is the hot end that comes with it. So let's we can get started on that. Excuse me while I dump all of these out on the table. I'm going to move these out of my way. So I want space close to me. Have all of these components. Spacer I missed. There you go. Whatever's left over at the end, we'll dump it back in here in case it's needed later on. So, so what we're going to do, oh, yeah, we're good, we're live. So what we're going to do is we're going to build the effectors. So these are made out of injected molded ABS. And these parts are actually, it looks like, it appears to be laser cut acrylic. We need to peel this off first. Off each of the sides of this. One comes off easy, one gives you problems, right? So how's everyone's Sunday morning, first of all? This does not want to come off. There we go. Sorry, I'm doing it slightly off screen. Actually, I should do this one by mistake. Sorry, this is what I should be doing. That's a better view. Sorry, forgive me, I had the wrong scene up. So let me undo these, make them, clean these up, take off the the plastic covering for each of these. So if you haven't already done so, please share the stream out to your social media. It helps me get, it helps with the viewership. And it spreads word about this hardware anyway, so people can see what's involved in it and how to assemble it. So this is the HE3d K280 Delta. So last week I did the frame of it, which I'll show again in a moment. But the 280 is a 280 on the bed. It's a Delta. It's a 280 wide on the bed, but it's a 600 high on the Z. So that's a really tall Delta printer. Now we'll see how it performs when we get it built. Okay, all opened up, ready to go into the trash. So we're going to follow the instructions here. I'll show you exactly what I'm referring to. So what we're going to do is we're going to build. I'm going to lose parts. We're going to assemble the wheel system. So these run up and down on the rails. This is where the effector arms, or the actuator arms for the effector get mounted, and this is what we're going to end up with, at least for this morning. And then we may even get it mounted. If we get the hot end on it, we may even get it mounted on the printer. So let's get started with this. So according to this, I need, for each of these, I need an M5 nut, a washer. I need the eccentric nut, a copper washer, what it says here, and then I need the wheels and an M530 bolt. So I need, for each of these, for each one of these, I need 4 of these. I need 4 of these. It does not say if these are. I need 4 eccentric nuts, or no, 2 eccentric nuts. I don't think they're all eccentric, are they? Let me see. See how many eccentric nuts I have. Probably 6. 2, 4, 5, 6. So there's 2 eccentric settings for each one. And this is the kit for the next one. I'm just going to break them up into their little individual kits. That way then it's going to be easier to get them sorted out later. Got 1, 2, 3, and then I need 4 M5 nuts, and they all seem to be all the M5 nuts all seem to be nylox, all nylock nuts. 2, 4 for here. 2, 3, 4 for that one, and then 4 over here as well. Well, the parts are there. That's a good sign. I'm missing one nylock. Maybe, am I? Maybe I spoke too soon. I need 4 spacers. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to get a bolt, a brass washer, which they have brass washers here. Something came with the insider washer. That shouldn't have been. 1 second. Something came off the inside of the washer. You see there the shiny piece? We get that out of there. That should not be part of it. So start again. Bolt, brass washer, wheel, an eccentric nut, for one side. Eccentric nut will go in here. On the other side we have a regular washer. There's these. My camera's a bit low actually, I just noticed that. Let me tilt that up a bit. There you go. So the regular washer and then your nylock. Nut goes on the back. If it's one. Try a different one just in case the threads have gone bad in one. There we go. And then we need X key and a wrench. Just 1 second. Here. Wrong size. It'd be good if I got the right size. There we go. And we assemble that. Wrench in the back to hold the nylock nut in place while we tighten down on this side. You don't want to over tighten these. The wheels need to be able to move freely. Want to be snug, and not snug to the point that the wheels are stiff. It should be okay. Hey Jerry, how are you? Good morning, sir. That's the first one done. We need to repeat that 4 times for this one, and then actually 4 times for this one, and then we repeat it again for the others. So let's get this. It looks like. Let me see here. I need those spacers on this side. Okay, so I'm going to do 2 sides here with the eccentric nut. And then on the other side, I'm going to do, I have these spacers, aluminum spacers that I'm going to use instead. So to start again, we have bolt. I actually put, I did, my mistake, I'm sorry, I did one thing wrong and I'm going to correct it straight away. I put the copper washer on the outside and I should have put it on the inside, so my mistake, I'm sorry. I did not, I missed that on the instruction and I'm going to take care of it immediately. So, when I assembled it, I put the copper washer in the wrong spot. Give me a quick second and I'll fix that. The copper washer should be on the inside of the wheel. My mistake. There we go. So you have the wheel. The wheel, copper washer, your eccentric nut, and then this all goes on here. And you put the regular metal nut on the outside. Then our washer, sorry, and then you have the nylock on the outside out again. My mistake, I'm sorry. Do this over here so I can hold it. Yeah, my son's party went well actually. Thank you. He had fun. He had some friends over, which is what he wanted. He like when you get 16, they don't want like normal birthday parties. They want stuff to do with their friends. You know, they want to hang out with their buddies. So that's what we did, and he had some of his friends over. They played games. They hung out. And all is well, right? He was happy. He had a good day. It was a whole purpose of it. And he enjoyed his birthday. He celebrated his birthday. His birthday was actually Wednesday, but he had it because it was midweek. He had the party yesterday. So I'm there. The washer. And another nylock. So you're seeing my table right now being nice and clean and tidy. Normally not like that. Normally a mess because I'm working on stuff. So enjoy it when it's there. Not very often it's tidy. I normally have pieces of something up here that I'm working on. So this kit was sent to me. Did not purchase it. They asked me to do a build of their setup and give input on it, so I am. That's one done. Now the other side is a little different. On the other side we use the bowls. The same type of setup, we use the bowls. We don't use any washer. There's no need for the copper washer on that. And we're actually using these spacers instead. That should sit the same height as these. Not exactly. They say don't use the copper washers there, but the instructions, we'll see how it goes. We'll assemble as per their instructions. They say there's no brass washer in this, but I think it's going to sit a little bit lower. I think it needs a washer in there, but yeah, it's off by about the space of the washer. So let's see how it goes, but I think it does need a brass washer. Let's see how many brass washers we have. We have 2, 4. I've only got 4 brass washers, and it's we'll see how it goes. These are actually not going to be straight because of the brass washer. We're actually going to be it's going to be kiltered a little bit when it's installed, but we'll run it and see how it goes. It might need more of those brass washers added to it because that's going to offset the wheel alignment a little bit. Maybe it's on purpose. I do not know. I don't see why it would be, but I think it needs a brass washer. It needs to be the same height because the brass washer adds height to the other wheels. So let's try it out and see how it goes. I did just separate the parts. I don't see the brass washers in there. I only see enough brass washers, Jerry, to do 2 wheels each, and it looks like it needs the height of these is slightly off, and the amount it's off is the size of the brass washers. So this side with the brass washer is the brass washer height difference in here. So these are not, when you go into the rails, they're going to be kiltered a little bit. But we'll follow their instructions, and if I go back to them and say, guys, you dropped the ball on this, it badly needs the brass washers in there, then I will say to them. I have no problem speaking in my mind, letting them know exactly what happened and what's wrong. I probably will do it anyway and send them photographs of what the offset that the brass washers need to be added for all parts. They only put in enough for 4 because they were thinking about the distance between the eccentric knot, forgot about the distance to the spacer, and they are slightly different. So I'll raise it with them. It is not a major deal. It does affect the overall printer and how it works. Started. But I'll raise it up with them because I think they should be addressing that. Okay, that's one done. I'm going to do the eccentric nuts on the same side, all the same side, so it's all kiltered the same way. So that's number one assembled. That's not, you can't see that one there. So the next one, have our eccentric nuts. I get out my brass washers. I get my 4 regular washers that I need in the back end. 3 and 1 more. Okay, now we do it all over again. So I have my four wheels. I have the 1, 2, 3, 4 nuts, and let's get building. So again, bolt, brass washer, so they all have this piece on the inside, which is kind of annoying. That wasn't trimmed out. Okay, brass washer, eccentric nut, like me, eccentric nut, and it goes in here. Eccentric nut should fit into that slot. There we go. And then we have a regular steel washer. And following up with that, we have our nylock nuts. Started. So how's your day? Hey Gary, how are you? Been a while. Before I do the next one, I think, because they all have this little brass insert apparently. So again, wheel, bolt, brass washer, eccentric nut, and then we have our metal washer. Yeah, this is a full DIY Delta printer kit. You have to install the board, and the board is going to be exposed in the bottom. The power supply is external. So at some point a mod will have to be done for that to mount it. I don't like having power supplies exposed. So that's wheel 2 done, and then we'll do the 2 with the offsets instead. So these, so we have the wheel, bolt, the offset, go straight on here, the metal washers, and then our nylock. Full DIY is okay for makers. I think. I also think, but I think not everybody is capable of doing a full DIY. And they do have video online on the assembly. There's a washer in here separating the 2 bearings, and it moves. Inside the wheel is a little washer that separates 2 bearings, and it's moving, and it's getting in the way of putting the bolts in place. So my last metal washer, and then I drop a nylock nut somewhere. There's 4 there. Should be over here. Did I drop a nylock nut? I did I? I didn't. There it is. Okay, so I put on the other nylock nut. I suppose it lowers the price. Yes, it does. When you're it does bring price down, for sure. I think this is for a 280 by 600 Delta. It's $350 US. The links are below. If you look in the description, the links are there. Go check them out. You can get I have 2 links there. One for Amazon, and I have a link there for AliExpress as well. So that's 2 assembled. let's do the last set. And we have our washers here, 2 brass washers. We'll need, we have metal. 1, 2, 3, 4 metal washers, perfect. So we'll do the wheels again with the eccentric nut part first. We have this. We have the brass washer, eccentric nut. That goes on. There's only one hole they'll go into. Some of the holes are bigger than the others for eccentric nut. Metal washer, and finally a nylock. So guys, tell me what you're working on while you're sitting here watching me, watching you. Well, it sounds like an ABBA song, doesn't it? It was knowing me, knowing you, but snugged and tight. Next one. So washer, last upper washer we have to be doing. That's eccentric nut. If you discount me, metal washer and nylock. I would mold the wheels from scratch. I would mold the wheels from scratch if it saves me $1. Well, you know, I'm willing to do many things for something I enjoy and something I love, but like I'll do aluminum casting or whatever, but the molding wheels, I don't think I'll go that far. Jerry's drinking a Monster. That's your breakfast, Jerry. Monster. I can't drink that for breakfast. But good on you if you can. If it gets you through your day, go for it. For me, coffee for this morning. I drink coffee in the morning. I don't have a breakfast. Coffee is my breakfast, really. And I eat around 11 or 12 o'clock. But today, since we're streaming, I won't eat till after we're done streaming. And let's go back and do the next wheel with its aluminum spacer, metal washer, and then its nylock, and then we'll do that one more time, and we're done with assembling these. So let's get this done, and then we get the last one on. I do think they missed out on one thing, which I mentioned a while ago. Because I'm adding a washer to this side, sorry, they'll do it on the close-up cameras better. Because I'm adding a washer to this side and none to this side is slightly higher. When they go into the rails, they're going to be kiltered a little. And I don't think I can operate it without the washer. I'll try. I might see. Can I? No. You need a washer in there, so ideally you need more brass washers, 6 of them, to bump up the other side as well. It'll function, but yeah, it needs more brass washers for definite. The instructions are not. It's not right without them. It's not a good. I don't like the way it's set up without them. So I will ask them to send me more brass washers, or I'll find an alternative washer the same height. Not necessarily brass, but and see if I can put it in and install them myself, because I don't like them not being level, unless there's a reason for it, which I can't imagine what it could be. So 4 of these done. Right? So these will actually run on the Z rails, which are 2020 extrusion. And so these will run. These will mount in here and running these rails. Now, I've tightened them up. I will actually loosen them later on when I get to mount them on it. I just want to get them assembled to make sure everything moves freely, and it does. So, next part. I need M320s. These are my M320s, and I need 6 of them. 2, 4. Oh no, so these are 30s. I need the 20s. These are 20s. Let me double check actually. M3. M314s. These are 14. So M320s. I need 2, 4, 6. Let me see what they need over here. I'm just going to check ahead for one thing. There are M312s. These are all the same. Okay, so we are going to attach the effector arms or the actuator arms on here. This is our next stage. As you see right here. So we're going to put the arms on, and we have to put in 2 M3. These are, what are they? M3 nuts. They slide into the into this, so they actually go in these 2 slots here. Your bolt catches them, and that's how we attach these arms. So let me find the right size nuts for these. Okay, M3 nuts. We will put it in there. We drop them in. One in here. We get an arm. Put a bolt through the arm. Put the instructions out so I can see, and then these go in here. Oh, popping it out. I need a smaller key. Doesn't want to catch. Let's see why. Going around it. Why is it going around it? Let me have a look inside this. Oh, these need to be jammed in there. Okay. Need to force these in. Hopefully that will do it. Not quite. We're close. I need online in a review. It has been 8-bit control board, no parts cooling fan. Say that again, Jerry. You need. Hey Nadav, how are you? I read online in a review. It has an 8-bit controller board, and no parts cooling. It does have parts cooling. That I do know. I think it's 3D printed, but it does have parts cooling. And the parts cooling mounts above it. Getting this on here. There's 3D printable parts for the parts cooling, as far as I know. Actually, let me check this right here. How did you mention it, Jerry? Parts there. So 2 small spoons of common. I think it may have 8-bit steppers. It does not have cooling ducts, but you can 3D print them, and it gives you these. They're out there, so I did see that. All right, so we have that one attached. Nice and snug. Do the same for the other side. Getting these in is a bit of a pain, but it's not too hard. I need something flat, it'll be easier. There we go. Excuse me while I try to avoid stabbing myself. There we go. There arm 2. Need to be a bit more. Does need to push down a little bit more. There we go. I would recommend get the bolt, the nut part of the way pushed in, and once it's part of the way pushed in, then be ready to push it down and have the bolt pushing forward as you push down, so to make sure it's slapped together. Oh, you got the K200, the smaller version. Okay, this is the 280. So it's 280 by 600. Do you like it? That's nice. I'm glad to see somebody who likes the printer. So that's good news to hear. It's a bit of a hit to build, but if you like it and like none of you know printers and you enjoy it, have you done any heavy modifications to your machine other than Clipper? It is an MKS board, so I will probably look at doing Clipper on this at some point. It comes with RepRap, I think it is, built in. So we have actuator 1 done. Let's build the second one. So Nadav, let me know what you think. Did you have any major issues? And did you do any heavy modifications to yours? I said besides Clipper. And I do think this would be a good candidate for Clipper. I haven't seen a build out there for it, so I will look at doing a Clipper build for it. But it's the same board, and I think it's the same setup. You'll need to upgrade the hot end mount. It was a good fit. And switch the. And I switched the magnet arm. There's no magnet arm on this that I've seen. What are you referring to by magnet arm? Now you got me curious. You got it for more than a year now, and you like it. That's nice. Cool. Always good to hear. So there is upgrades needed for it, but okay. We are tinkerers. That's what we do. Thanks for the like and subscribe, Jerry. Yep, I agree. Please like and subscribe. You don't have D with Tim's son on here. I'm shouting out for likes and subscribe. So please, Jerry is my replacement. My puppy is barking. Somebody's at the door, I think. It's the arm you use. It's the arm using. Oh, okay. I think I know what you're referring to. This is number 2. We'll do number 3 now. Get it done. Again, the little bolts to push in. They're easy enough once you have pliers to jam at home. That should be far enough. Well, it's good to know that someone else has one. I've never, like, I didn't hear of this company until fairly recently, and then like they said, they asked me, do I want to build one of their kits? And I said, sure, send it my way. I like doing kit builds. I don't do enough of them. And the last, where's that bolt? There we go. I think kits are fun to work on, and I think there's more of us should do them because it educates those who are new to 3D printing about what you can do, about how to assemble, how printers go together. A Delta kit is kind of unusual. I've seen many other kits out there, but I've never. Just one of the few. What is it actually? First Delta kit. So it's kind of a Delta kit is kind of an unusual setup. Done, and that's our arms that house the effector. Done. 3 of these done. Now the next part is to mount these on here. And as we see here, we have some 4 bolts that go in the front. So we have these. I want to make sure they're all turned the right way because I want to make sure that my my eccentric nut bolts are actually all pointing in the right direction. So this gets mounted on here in this way, like so. And we need to run bolts through the front or through the back into the front, I believe. And then we use these flat bolts. We're going to flatten out at the end on the back. We have these bolts here. Push through, tight fit. Ooh, and they don't come out the other end. These are too short. Probably using the wrong ones. Let me just quickly fix that. Take these out. What ones we need to use for this? It says M314s. These are the 14s, but the M314s will not fit this. Short. Right on this one, not really. No, sir. They will not reach and come out the other side. Did I do all the wrong lock nuts? I may have put the regular nuts, the knock nuts probably fit in here. Let me try one. If it is, I have to switch these all around again. I may have used. See, it just says nuts. It doesn't say But if the lock nuts go in there, they very well probably fit. My question is, there is still no way for them to actually fit inside. Oh, maybe it's these. Inverted. We try it inverted. If it is inverted. Sorry guys, I just will try one thing here. Maybe these need to go on inverted. That would probably work actually. So they have you putting in a bolt in backwards. The way you normally would do it. But it works, so let's see. That works. So, I want to show you what I just did. Let me get this reassembled first before I forget about it and end up losing a piece. So, these little bolts that I have a flare on them, or sorry, the nuts that have a flare on them, are these. These are flared out on the end. These need to be pushed in. Oh, that's right. These need to be pushed in upside down. Normally the flat side should be facing outwards. But they have actually inverted it so that if they want the nut part of it pushed in, the flat's on the outside, and that creates the locking mechanism for the other bolts. This is an interesting approach, but it works, so let's go with it. I did this one. Let's see if these will reach. These won't reach. Definitely need. Let's try. This one. Nope. This one. Let's see if it bites. It does. Yep, it bites. So we just go with it. So let's install these other two. The back of this one. This basically, what I'm doing is I'm pushing them in. The flat sides on the top. And the bolt shape, the hex head, is actually goes down into the groove. And then I just take the bolts and then top and I take them into place. So, what other mods have you done to your printer? Did you notice on the Z-axis, the rider wheels, that they're filtered because one calls for a brass washer, the other does not? The left? Because I've noticed on mine they are filtered. And it's just the width of those brass washers. And the one that's too big. No. Some of these are tight fit. There we go. Kind of tight fitting. I need to get myself one of those electric screwdrivers. Will do all of these setups for me. It's a slow process doing it by hand. We had the same issue about them not being equal, because if you look at these, when you put the brass washers in, we'll do it here. You put the brass washers in on this side, for the eccentric nut, there's none here. These are not even. slightly higher because it's the brass washer added. And in this kit, there's no brass washers for small thing, but still. So did you just take the washers out, or what did you do with yours? Okay, so we have one done. This is the top area. We'll go on the z-axis, so I have to make sure I put it in so that I want to have all these on the same side. At least that way, if it's kiltered, it's going to be all kiltered the same. Let's go to number 2. Oh, okay, yeah. The fact that you like your printer, that's a really good sign. I've done some kits in the past, and some were good, some were not so, and not so good. So I want to do them. I'm going to drop a part on the floor if I don't get moving. I've never known anyone else who does a HE3d until today, so. Assembled, and then we'll get on to the next. We'll check. Sure. On the tourniquet, it looks even. Oh, you didn't use any washers? Okay. So I might well, let's see how this goes. I might eventually take them out. Let's see how if it affects the. In these, they've added 4 washers on 4 brass washers on the side of the between the eccentric nut and the palm wheels. Maybe they thought there was a need for it because it was rubbing or something. I don't know, but it does offset stuff. I think they either you need to add a couple of sets of those brass washers, additional sets, or it'll be the easy solution. But the big upgrade you need to do is the effector. 1 or 2 again is just not stiff. So it comes as printed ABS. Your effector mounting. It's printed ABS. So is that what you have, or is yours different? And what you do? You replace it with a metal effector or something, then, or what did you do? Maybe this is the upgraded effector. Let me know, because I just showed it to you. It was ABS, so was it the same one I'm showing you here? This seems, that's stiff. There's no flex in that whatsoever. Maybe they did replace it in the 280. I don't know. Oh, okay. So it actually wears a little bit, you're saying. Okay. So we can, you, please let me know. Actually, drop me, I think you have my email. If you don't, it's AstroPrinter at protonmail, Proton, protonmail.com. Drop me a link to the mods that you do. I know there is a mod out there for this, for the cooling. And actually, there's more than one mod there for the cooling system. But other than that, I'm not sure. Okay. Get the last one assembled. I'll put the link in. Yeah, drop me a message. Please drop me an email. AstroPrinter at protonmail.com. And if I experience the same issues, I can address it. But I know there is a couple of mods out there for this machine. But the main one I saw was mostly around part cooling. Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much. That will help. If I do come across that issue, that will help. I do want to have this as a working Delta. Delta machines are nice. I have an FL Sun Delta. Oh, I put that on backwards. I put it on in the wrong way around because I want all the wheels to be going the same direction. Oh, perfect. I just dropped one. I'll go find it in a moment. Probably right under my foot. So what did you think of the kit overall, Adav? I know you got a slightly different model than mine, but still, what do you think of the overall kit? Good to have first-hand experience. How does it do with print speeds? It's nice. Okay, a good frame. Your frame is 2020, the same as this. Do you ever find any issue with flex on the frame? Because it's 2020, that's my largest concern is the frame will flex while printing. You can get 150 to 200. Okay. Did you do any reinforcing of the frame because it's 2020 to make it not flex? It does flex a fair amount now. I don't know how it is on the when printing, but just assemble. There is flex and play in it. Quiet is okay. Deltas are never quiet. And it does have 8-bit steppers. I know that from what I've seen, but I can always replace those with 32-bit steppers. Now I need to find that one bolt that I dropped. 1 second, guys. I'll find it later. I'll find it later. I'll add it in. I know I need to do it, but I'll find it later. I'll get a magnet and I'll go over the floor. The effector plate you showed was mold injected. Yes, correct. It is injection molded. Here it is here up close. It is injection molded. And it seems sturdy. So, effector arms are done. Now let's get this attached to. Let's see what the 200K fit nice if I print fast. I put 1K spool on top of it. Oh, you got a Voron? Okay. So let's get the next part assembled, which is attaching each of these. This. And that's bag D5, which is D5. I'll keep these bolts for the D4 aside because I will need them later on. I need to find one bolt I dropped, or one nut, sorry, that I dropped. And don't keep it clean, guys. So the one thing I dropped that I need to it for one of these points for the effector for these arms. Let's go in here. The play will be in, the arm to the effector. Oh, so that it just wears in. Yes. Make sure you put the bed flat. I will obviously I will do that. Yeah, I will pay attention to that. Thank you. So the next part we're going to do, even though we haven't mounted it yet, we're going to assemble it here and I'll mount it later. We're going to assemble the effector mount. We won't put the hot end on yet, but we'll do the effector mount and get this ready so it can be mounted on the printer. And how are we? We're 1 hour in. We're doing good. We're doing really good on time. Okay, so I need M312s. These are the shorter ones. M312s. Whole pile of these to attach this here. We're basically mounting this onto here. We're going to do it for all three of them. The right key. No, just the maybe not. Oh, nothing it folds into. Let me see what they have done here. These are 12s. Oh no, I need 20s. Also, oh, you switched to BL Touch. And last issue, I didn't take the probe, take it and pull it, and put it on the hot end probe to remove some time. Okay. So, sorry, and I'm not M312. These are M320s. And they pass through, so they do not bolt together. So there must be bolts in here. Enough of these. So these have to be bolted on. It does not show you the bolts in picture. So use these small M3 nuts as well. the image does not show you that. And I need pliers. Edge of the table will be easier to hold. Okay, one done. The BL, yeah, I saw that some people have a BL touch on this. That may not be a bad idea, especially if you're going to use Clipper, because Clipper has a lot of functionality. Delta machines. If it's the same board, other than the size, do you want to share your send me your Clipper printer config as well? I'll compile one. It's only an MKS board, but still, got one out there. You should send it on to me if you're running Clipper on it. The only thing I need to do is change the build size. And if I add a BL touch, I can always mark out the BL touch if I'm not going to go the BL touch route. So that's Effector 1 done. Ready to go. So it looks like on a big screen. Everything's moving seamlessly. Let's go to number 2. Thank you, Nadav. As I said, I can build one, but if it's already out there, did you publish your on Clipper? You should publish it out in Clipper if you haven't done so. You should go out there and make it available to everybody. Stick your name on it in the descriptor of it. And if you want to, for people out there, like I've done Clipper builds, but you can always like I said, making it available is good, right? Other people can copy you, use your build. Make sure you highlight that you have the BL touch and list whatever other piece you did. Okay, thank you. Really appreciate it. As I said, I'll build it as is, but I will Clipperize it, and I probably will replace the stepper chip, the stepper chips on it to silent steppers. I think I have some 2208s. The MKS Gen 1, I think, take 2208s. Hey Thomas, how are you? We're doing surgery here. This is a Delta printer that's a full kit. So you have to put everything together, which is always fun. And so far, so good. Got our frame done. Let me show you the size of this printer, Thomas. 280 by 600. Last week, we built, let me go to full screen. It would be easier if I go full screen for this. My mouse. So last week we did a frame. A big boy. 280 by 600. And we're now assembling the effectors and those parts, those components. And then after that's done, I'm doing good. It's a Sunday morning, and I'm in here hanging out with you guys. So that's always a good day. It's a good start to a day. And to put on the last one, I need two of the bolts. There's these screws, I'm sure. Get the last parts of the effector assembled. Minus the hot end. I won't put the hot end on yet. But I have to install it, and I don't want, it's already going to have weight. I don't want to add additional weight. Yeah, deltas are fun. I agree. This does not have silent steppers, but it has an EdCase Gen 1 board. I believe supports 2209 or 2208s, so it should be easy enough to switch those out. And Nadav, who's on there, said he's actually built this. He's got a different version, which is the 200 version of this, and he's already running Clipper on it. So he has kindly said, "Here's my." He's going to share his Clipper config, and I will build this as is. I think it uses RepRap software, firmware, but then later on I will Clipper. But I'll probably Clipperize it with the upgraded steppers as well. Some of my printers are really noisy, and that's because of their fans. Others used to be noisy, like you haven't heard it. Before, this would be screaming at you. On my Ender 5 Pluses here, it never had a silent board, and it used to be really noisy. Got the SQR Mini E3d with 2209 steppers. It's day and night comparison in noise. So here's our Effector setup. Ready to go? Will we mount the hot end? What do you think, guys? This is the hot end. It's very simple. It needs to have a fan attached to the front of it. It does have a parts cooling fan. It's only a single direction. It's only got a single direction knot. It does come with a parts cooling. So maybe we'll just attach this on here. And the wires. Yeah, let's do that. In 312, this takes 12 millimeters. I don't know why the super chat button is not coming up. I will have to go query that because it should be showing up, Jerry. I've done what everything that you need to do to monetize. It's all done. So I don't know why it's not showing up. That's not. These are just 12s. Supposed to be 4 of these, but these are the 2. Yeah. Let me sure I have the right bolts in there. So I don't know the answer to that, Jerry. I will have to spend time and look at that. I'm so crazy busy during the week with work. I have a lot of projects going on in work. These are not long enough. These are not 12. Oh. Okay, so hot and assembled. And that gets mounted on the effector with 4 bolts. See, there are 4 bolts. Come in from on top. It's mounted like so. Stand that up. The uses, it doesn't say. So I'm assuming it's going to be using I'm going to find the lineup of the bolts. There we go. Four bolts on top. Lined up. Should be. I'm just going to get these four bolts started. Yeah, so I don't know, Jerry. I'll have to investigate that more. I don't know why it's doing that. Could be enabled. But it is what it is. I'll figure it out. There is a parts cooling fan, and these directions do not include how to mount it. Figure it out ourselves. Lock back there for this to be attached. Doesn't match up with anything here. Of course it doesn't. There is a parts cooling fan. There's no instructions that I can see on how it's supposed to be mounted, but I will double check that. We can leave that for now. So we have our hot end attached. We can do the cooling fan later on. There's 3 spare nozzles, a whole pile of parts for the parts cooling fan. Do know that this parts cooling, and it's not a really good single direction. I'm just not sure how we mount it on. No instructions. Now, let me make some space, and I'm going to try and make some space here on my table. It won't fit very well, but I'm going to try. We're going to try and get these arms, these actuators mounted on the printer. If we can get that done today, I'll be happy. Because we got our half an hour, and I think we can do it in the half an hour. Leave these at the moment. Move this out of my way while I bring up big baby. This is going to consume your. So I'm going to switch over to the big screen only. Or actually, no, I'll do around this way, so you can see extrude, and maybe just go main screen only. So we're going to mount these arms on here. We get your actuators on. So nozzle pointing downwards. Take one set of actuators. We'll have to loosen these to get mounted on like so. So I will have to loosen it up. Wrenches. I will not need that one. I probably need. So I'm going to loosen all of the ones with the eccentric nut. Get it fitted on. Only the one with the eccentric. Under monetization in your YouTube. let's talk about that in a while, Jerry. We can talk about that. Chat about that in a while, later on if you can help me. I want to get this build done. We have 30 minutes to get these actuators. I'd like to get it done today. Talk about doing that stuff later. So, hey, HC, how are you? He's loose. A bit looser. One. I've made these really, really loose. Get in one side. The other side, I force bringing them out, moving them and around on extrusion. Hopefully, do this. No, I'll have to take them off. Oh well. Almost off. Ah, there we go. Got it. Okay. Need a wrench. Underneath. Tighten up these bolts somewhat so we can start getting binding it a little bit. Get one on, it will hold the others. Go. One in place. Number two. Number two is in place. Now we need to adjust the eccentric nut. That's a bit. We adjust the eccentric nut. No comments about me when I keep saying eccentric nuts, guys. Very behave. So we have one actuator mounted. So 33-degree flip. Let's do number two. This really is a. Oh, by the way, who's excited about the launch tomorrow morning? You haven't heard about it. You need to figure out what rock we're living under. Tomorrow morning, the SLS is launching between 8:30 and 10:30. They have a 2-hour launch window between 8:30 and 10:30 tomorrow morning, U.S. Eastern Time, out of Kennedy Space Center. As long as everything goes well, they'll launch. It's unmanned, and they'll head around the moon for a couple of days trip. And then when they come back, it'll splash down. It'll land again here on Earth, and that's step one to validating that we can get people back to the moon again. So, be super cool. So this is the SLS, the Space Launch System, new rocket from. Be launching tomorrow morning. I hope everybody's got your times, your alarm clock set. Yeah, well, hopefully they have no problems and they can get out. They get it launched. Yeah, 8 a.m. tomorrow. 8, not 8. 8:30, 10:30 is their launch window. I've already informed my boss I will not be working early tomorrow morning. And normally I'm working pretty early. He's been well advanced notice, and I told him that if he tries to give me some work to do early in the morning, if he tries to give me work early in the morning, I'll send his wife. I'll tell his wife that he's doing that to me. His wife's into rockets in space as well. So I said I'll tell him. I'll reach out to his wife and tell him. So he laughed at me, and he knows that I'm avid about this. He also I've even given him notice already. for 2024 when I'll be off for a whole week in April 8th, 2024 for the next solar eclipse. He knows well, I told him last year. He knows 3 years in advance that I will not be away that week. Yeah, so it's going to be really cool. If the SLS launching, once this launches, it'll be the most powerful rocket ever launched, and that will remain in place until SpaceX their Starship launch. Starship will be the largest rocket. Starship is the largest rocket not launched to orbit yet. The SLS will be the first one. So it gets the title until SpaceX get their Starship. That's okay. Actuator 3. This is what I wanted to get done today, these parts. And we are well on the way. This is the last actuator. You're on. It's still doing that now, Jerry? I don't know why, because my says my video feed rate is good. My video and audio feed rate. You hear me now? Horizon. Hear me now? Last one on. Yes. Happy if I can get all this. Back to. Okay now, Jerry? Does that yep mean it's okay? As my StreamYard, it looks like, or not StreamYard, OBS, and it looks my feed looks good. YouTube. Dropping. I want to have one bolt I dropped on the floor of black hole that properly find it. Getting out my magnets. Not the, I'm missing a word every now and again. Is anybody else experiencing that there's an audio droppage? Not regular, but every now and again. Oh, that part. Might be easier to do. The other actuator arms are in the way. Try this. Just for this one because. Okay, now that said everything's good, so it must be your side, Jerry. I'm sorry. I'm to see a doctor. Oh, that's funny. We miss you having you on streams, that you and Jacko. I haven't seen Jacko around in a while either. He makes fun of Jerry all the time. Tighten up a little bit. See, with friends like this, guys, who needs enemies? and and big TV fine, and a PC. Oh, so it changes around. Then yeah, it's something on your side. Because if it works fine on one and not on the other, not the feed. Reception. There goes Jerry blaming me again. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we have the guts of this printer assembled. Okay. So I cannot stand this on the table and show it to you, but the biggest, the main guts are in the tonics. Have our actuator. Delta movement. I'll show you. Step back. So baby. Ah, lots of headway today. Excellent. We've been going for 12 and a half. Do you want to do a bit more? Will we put the screen on it? What do you think, guys? We've got a half an hour. Will we put the screen on it? I was going to go for 2 hours, so I start at 11. Tell me, give me thumbs up. Give me let me know what you think, guys. You want to? Because the bed is one either the screen or the extruder. We can mount the extruder or the screen. So which do you want to do? Let me know if you want to go one or the other. Well, screen. I would rather not do the screen until the last because it doesn't fit on it. I'll show you the screen that it comes with. This is the screen. Full size SD card. You want me to check the YouTube settings to get donations? Hey Jerry, let's go in here to video. Into monetization. I don't see anywhere in there. Turn it on. Jerry, where is it that I had to go to turn it? Okay, I'm in there right now. Jerry's asking me to do this. It's done. Okay, Jerry, check now. That's all it was. I'm going to be kicking myself, enabling it. Should be able to see it, guys. Try it. Let me know, Jerry. I just turned the function on. Yeah, I just got in. I just reached the top. Haven't figured out. Jerry's been graceful forever. So I don't know if it's in there. Your view and my view are different. Oh, you're first. Okay, thanks, Jerry. So we have that turned on. Super cool. This is the screen. It uses two cables connected to the board, and I actually don't know this. I haven't used it, but it's only an LCD screen. Flipper will not run it. Thanks for helping me with that, Jerry. By the way, printer is a MakerBase MKS Gen V1. Oh, thank you, Jerry. Jerry, very first ever super. Thank you, Jerry. Thank you. Highly appreciated, sir. Now these steppers, do I have? These things are so tiny. I will need a zooming. Let's see. Yes, I'm old. I need magnifying glasses. Read these things. Let's see what chipset is on. You know what? The best way to do this: cell phone. Camera mode in your cell phone. Close-up picture of the chips. And zoom in on that photograph. It's a 4988 steppers. 4988s are not silent steppers. So at some point, I will be replaced. The MKS board is a good board. The 4988s are 8-inch steppers. I will eventually put that. Some point. I'll build it as is, but we'll then add them. So Jerry, thank you for helping with that, and thank you for being my first ever super. Joke cliche about Jerry being my. He was good too. I'm not gonna go there. So let's get this. Let's get the extruder added. We have a bit of time. We have 40 minutes. So D7 is the extruder. I need my. It's aluminum extruder. Let me switch back to the close-up and close-up in the. So we have the extruder. We have a stepper motor, heavy stepper motor. We have the aluminum extruder, which is mounting bracket. All the bits and pieces. So let's go over. Have in here for the extruder. Of course, they have one section. Let's build the extruder and get this done. So, mounting plate, stepper motor. Let's see which way I want to put the. I want to put the. Let's put it that way. Stepper motor. I'm probably gonna mount it with this. And then I have, since it's mounted this way, the film is going to come underneath. So we will need to make this touch because it's from here off into here. Arm will no. Let me think about this. Hey, Vincent, how are you? Extruder isn't. Didn't even assemble. So I need to have this on to of here. That's right. So is there a surface on? I'm going to get the gear, slide it on, make sure that the flat surface, at least one of these grub screws. The other one is just there's a flat gauge. So we move it around. Here. And then we have, so that extruder might be, we have a spring as a top, supposed to go over. Let me see. We're working on a render. So I'm working on that delta. So filament will feed in here. This way. Filament to feed. Supposed to. Okay, so we have arm part assembly. An idler that's not even bolted on. Let me put idler. And they don't have instructions on assembling the idler. But let me have a quick. There should be part. Guessing. There's no information in here. Guessing. I know to know. You know, its height is okay. Height is okay. Spacer goes in here. I have it lined up. That will not fight. Seeing this again. And the longer bolt will not. Okay, I need to change one. M3 here. So the one that's there. I think these are. Okay. Try this again. I'm going to use my own bolts that I have. It is. Okay, now we get that. The one that was with it, it's a bit short. This with an M3 20. Now I have my. Missing a piece of the extruder. Could be another one of these cups. No, I actually. This. We need to do now is spring, the bolted spring. Yeah. None of these. I'll go with what I. Doesn't seem to be mountings. That spring. larger. M58 goes in here. M58. Bring on over that. Yeah, they haven't. Extruder goes on. Really. Here. This arm. Well, let's bring. The assembly. So you have to loosen this screw. Pressure on. All of these pieces. I think there's. I have to go back and double check. Because kind of attached as is. This is only, oh, it's only using 2 mounts. So, rather than putting the spring in, Extruder's ready. Spring in here. From somewhere, and now I can't. Something now. Spring. Extruder assembled. And we just have to use 2 T-nuts here to mount it on the. Sorry, T-nuts. That. So next week, we will start into. We have the end stops to mount on the sites. This is bag D6. All these mountings for end stops that we have to figure out for next. We can stops here for travel. And then we will also have to mount the electronics underneath where the bed goes. Now, one thing that did come up, I did notice that there was no glass bed for the heat. No glass bed in the kit for this. And I reached out to them, and they said, I quote, "Our tech said the glass bed is pointless." Take that up. They said the glass bed was. But they expect us to. Is correctly on coated aluminum plate. Okay. I've never done that before. Never heard of that being done before. New one on me. So apparently they do want us to print correctly on this, and I'll try. But I do see that this is going bad really. So I'll do when I do get it built, I'll try it on this. If everything goes okay, fantastic. Not, I will be paying hardware sort because I don't like it. Printing coding is not designed. Will wear. In stops, main board, and screen installed. Anyone have any questions so far about this, about the printer? No. But at that, then, thank you. On stream next Sunday. Yes, I will schedule it much earlier. No, I'll schedule it much earlier. We'll do the screen install. Next week we will install the screen. Done. We'll install the end stops. We've done this. Then we'll get on to installing the hot. As the electronics need to be the hot bed goes on above. And then we have to figure out what we're going to do about the power supply because the power supply does not fit in that bit. We have to figure out where to mount the power supply or figure out something. Probably some mods out there. Or there is, I'll find them and get. I do not like. So that was it, guys. That was it for today. We have our extruder ready to go, functioning. I will do more playing with some more. But it is all in place. Figures do line up. Have filament path in. We'll be some electronics started. How far we get? Hopefully, without getting for attack or the main bed attack. One step closer to get boy printing. Actuator. Arms. Hot and mounted. Cooling fan. And end stops. Arms. And getting the electronics installed underneath the bed. After that, it'll be getting the bed. That's all for me, guys. Thank you again for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed what you get some wiring done. Thank you again. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Our evening if you're in Europe, day if you're here in the States. And and I will on my hangout on Tuesday, and on Jerry's hangout Saturday, and part 3 of this day next week, same time 11 a.m. Thank you guys, and don't forget, check out the launch tomorrow morning. Go to NASA TV tomorrow morning, 8:30 US Eastern. SLS is launching. They got a 2-hour window between 8:30 and 10:30. Get on there early. If you don't make it tomorrow, it gets pushed back an hour earlier on Tuesday, and it keeps back each. So, but hopefully everything goes well tomorrow. Focus is, and they get that rocket launch and hovering around the moon, and then home to prove that they successfully. All right, guys. I will see you again next week, and take care. Good day.